Okay, we're going to pick up where we left off on Bugsnax. So, as you can see, these two playthroughs are actually my son playing the game. This one's also him. I believe this one is me right here. So we're going to see where we're at. Right. Okay. So, we're going to catch a bunger. It is actually one of my son's favorite critters in the game. Oh, we already caught it.
Bunger, 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 bung, bung, bung.
Or maybe it wants me to, like, catch it. Alright. Alright. I had to turn that down a little bit on my end because it's surprisingly loud.
Bunger, bunger, bunger.
This game has some serious sound quality to it. Alright. Nope. I guess he wants to eat one, so we have to figure out how to catch it. Alright. So we're gonna scan it. Loves ketchup. Loves cheese.
Bunger, 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 bung, bung, bung. Bunger, 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 bung, bung, bung.
Alright. I can remember how I did this last time. I have 2 guesses.
Bunger, bunger.
Yeah.
Bunger, 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 bung, bung, bunger, 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 bung, bung, bunger, 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 bunger,
I'm trying not to get hit.
Bunger!
Cool. I don't think that was actually how you're supposed to do it, but it worked.
Bunger!
Okay.
Justice is served. That's dealt with for now, but they'll be back eventually. Well, I'm fixing to get my old garden growing again.
Oh, you really mean it? Let's get moving right away.
You know, you're a pretty good hunter. Like Philbo said, it's been rough since Lisbert vanished. Been rougher for some than others.
Hey, I sure could use help with this tree.
Well, best not to dwell. You hold on, I got this.
Alrighty then.
Y'all just get along now. I'll catch up.
Hey there,
Like, oh my
Beffica?
god, is this squeeb really talking to me right now?
I'm not a squeeb.
It says right here on my snack scope, Philbo, personality type, squeeb.
She's so mean.
Skills, none. Friends, none.
It says that because you wrote that in yourself.
It also says, you're a terrible leader. Like, are you still here? Zonk off, squeeb!
Okay, I'll put it this way. I am secretly playing this while my kid is still asleep, so we'll see how long before I hear, "Good morning, Mommy." He might even try to take over my game, which I don't mind, but it'll actually give me a chance to show you how simple it is for him to play this game.
OMG. You're that journalist. I haven't seen a new face in like forever. I'm Beffica Winklesnoot, and I know everything about everybody.
Oh, she's so mean.
I love your snack scope. You and me are totes twinsies. I bet you've seen lots of great stuff. Let me take a peek at your journal.
You know what? Let's not tell all our business.
You lost Your journal? No big deal. You can borrow one of mine. I keep them in my cave. Bring it here. I'll show you how it's done.
Alright, let's put that down before I shoot something. Okay. Anything else we can take pictures of in here? Chalk, paint. Okay.
What? That's my diary, you squeeb. Keep your paws off of that.
Alright.
Way to play fetch. Okay, now open it up.
Okay, press tab. Okay, so I'm going to click through this part pretty quickly because I, for the most part, remember how to play the game. Because I've played this with my son multiple times now. And if you want to read it, you can pause it. I just love how it tells you who they love and who they hate. Okay. Now, I will say one thing I didn't like about this, and I had to help my son with this, was the way it was tracking quests got to a point where he was confused on what he was supposed to do. And then when I went to read it, because he can't read yet, so I usually read them for him, and what I do is I'll look over my shoulder, and they'll tell you what the quest objective is in the top left part of your screen. Well, depending on who you've talked to, once you get to a certain point in the game, it actually stops tracking the main story and it'll start tracking the side quests. But then once you finish the side quest, it won't go back to the main story tracking. And so it took me a minute of sifting through this to figure out what exactly was going on. Also, once you unlock an area, this took me a minute too. I figured out you can fast travel between areas. And once you start filling out the map, you can just click those areas and teleport. I will say it didn't do a good job explaining this early on, so it was things I just kind of figured out on my own. But again, this is a pretty fun game. Things I do like about this game is the fact that I can help my son problem solve with, like, not every Bugsnax is caught the same way, so he has to learn how to adapt to the changes in each environment to catch the critters. He has learned a couple of key words to read through this game that are used very frequently. Some other things we've enjoyed that I like that he learned from this is basic math. What I mean by that is some quests are like, hey, we need 3 of this, 2 of that, 1 of this. So then he'll look at the quest markers and he'll say, you have 2 out of 3 of the critters. And I'm like, well, how many critters do you need to finish this off? And he'll be like, well, I think I need 1. And I'm like, okay, so 1 plus 2 equals 3. So he's making those connections on his own. So it's not a lot of educational things, but for a 4-year-old, it's pretty in-depth, teaching him, like, reading certain words. He's learning basic computer skills of which buttons do what. He actually can read some of the symbols, like he knows tab, escape, shift, spacebar. Sometimes when he has games where he can jump around, he likes to say spacebar. He knows where some of the letters are on the keyboard, and I typically kind of back off and just spell it out for him and let him slowly find the buttons on the keyboard. I'm trying to think of what else this game kind of helps him with. Those are the big things. It also does have some adult issues going on in the game. that kind of just go over his head because he doesn't care. He just wants to catch all the cute critters. It also did help. So my son is very picky when it comes to eating. Um, this game actually made him more curious about different foods he wanted to try to eat because he's borderline vegetarian. And this game actually got him interested in eating like hot dogs or taste testing things that look like different critters he's seen in the game. So this game has done a lot. We've also kind of made our own little cutesy language together where we, refer to foods as what they are in the game, but it does weird people out when he uses some of the critter names from the game for foods in real life. And when we hit those in the game, I'll point out which ones are people are just kind of like, what? But yeah, I just wanted to early on kind of name off some of those things that I've noticed with my son. Like I've taken video gaming and made it a positive / educational experience for him. And it's not perfect. There's things I could probably do better. There's things that what worked for my kid might not work for everybody else's kid. But I've taken advantage of the fact that we're a video gaming family and I love video games. And I've turned it into a bonding experience for us. So yeah, just there we go. Okay.
See, everything you scan with the snack scope winds up in the journal. I have more for you to do, but Wambus is scaring all the snacks away. You'll have to come back later. Until then, you should get Filbo out of here.
So I will say, having the dialogue typed out as well as them actually verbally saying what's going on, it does help my son navigate the game easier because he doesn't have to ask me every 2 seconds, hey mommy, what does this say? Mommy, what does this say? And then another cool thing, I don't know if you were looking or you want to rewind this, when they refer to different characters, like, hey, I want you to go talk to this character, they put the picture of the character next to their name so you know who they're talking about. And those little key things are great when a kid is playing so they actually know what's going on.
Let's get this over with, buddy. Well, here we are.
Ooh-wee! It's a regular old ghost town.
I don't know what I expected. Without Lizbert around, nobody would want to come back here. Oh, it's not much, but it's still home. Let's get moving.
I definitely like how it shows you what quests you're working on so you know who to go to figure out what you're supposed to do. And if you talk to them because you forgot, it'll remind you what you're supposed to do as well. So it's great for kids who are like, oh, I forgot what I'm going to do. It also helps them focus on having a task and completing
I'm
those
sorry.
tasks.
I guess you're not going to get that interview with Lizbert just yet. Really? Me? I mean, if you want to. Ask away, I guess.
Okay, so I will point out, this part in the game I usually have to help my son with because he can't read, so he wants me to read all these, but since he's played it a few times now, he doesn't really care. He just clicks through it to get the task done, but the first time I did read it to him.
I'm Filbo Fiddlepie. I guess I'm sort of like a deputy mayor? I don't know. I'm not good at most stuff, but I like to help out. Well, Lizbert asked me to tag along, so I dropped everything, and here I am.
Okay.
Oh, they're great. I mean, they taste good, and they make everybody happy, so what's not to love? Oh, Lizbert and me go way back. Lizbert is awesome. She always knew what to do, and she brought out the best in all of us. She'd leave me in charge of watching Snacksburg when she went out hunting. I mean, I wasn't really in charge. Nobody took me seriously. But as long as Lizbert came back with Bugsnax, everything was fine. One day, Lisbeth went out hunting and she didn't come back. I tried to step up and keep everybody calm. Well, technically, I was in charge, right? But that didn't last long. There was a big fight, and then an earthquake, and then everybody decided they'd be better off alone. I couldn't even keep us together for one day. I honestly don't know what Lisbeth saw in me. Sorry, buddy. I didn't want to bum you out. Lisbeth might be gone, but you're here now. Nobody will listen to me, but you? You're pretty good at stuff, and, well, nobody hates you yet. You can catch Bugsnax and bring everybody back to Snacksburg. Once they're here, you can do some more interviews and figure out what happened to Lisbeth. You should find Gramble on the beach. If we get his ranch going again, that'll be a big help. You could also go back and talk to Beffica, I guess. Anyway, I'll be here if you need any advice. All right. Good luck, buddy.
Alrighty then. Okay? Alright. Okay. Gonna pause that here. We made it through 3 quests. I do have some other things I have to do today, so this is gonna be where this video ends. Some other things I've noticed about this game that if anyone's curious about having their kid play it, there is violence. For example, getting set on fire is bad. We talked to our son about it. Basically anything that pops up in the game that he has questions about or we feel might not really be great for him in any way. We explain it to him. We talk to him about it. We're like, hey, this isn't okay. This is XYZ, like catching on fire hurts. Fire hurts. It's hot. Overall, he doesn't really have a lot of things he really cares about except for catching the bugs. There is aspects of adult relationship issues and things like that, which doesn't bother me because kids go through that, seeing their parents argue or not get along or distance themselves from each other, and then they learn how to work it out and come back together, which is why I like it in this game, because that is an aspect of the game. They also have, some people are saying same-sex relationships, but honestly, I don't see what the issue is with that. Like, love who you love, be with who you want to be with. As long as the relationship itself is healthy, there's no problems with it, no matter what the differences are. That kind of made me disappointed because people were complaining about seeing same-sex couples, like there aren't same-sex couples having kids in today's society. So there's no like untoward things happening. It's just some of the relationships going on are not heterosexual, and it doesn't bother me. Your character is ambiguous. Nobody knows what gender your character is. You cannot pick your character's color. It is randomized every time you start up the game. They talk about death. They talk about learning how to be honest with yourself. I'm trying to think of what else I've seen in this game that people have mentioned in regards to, oh, it's not for kids or whatever. And I'm like, they don't curse. I think the biggest thing, unfortunately, is a lot of homophobic people have complained about the same-sex relationship, which I don't personally see that as an issue. I think this is actually a pretty fun, colorful game, and my son enjoys it. We've played it together multiple times. There's a lot of Etsy shops that sell plushies of characters from this game that I've been eyeballing for Christmas. And yeah, it's overall a good story. And I think the second one's supposed to come out in spring of next year. So that's why I'm hoping I'll be able to get it for him so he can play it, and we'll see where that goes. So I'll continue to do this story plot, and I might even let my son just take over my playthrough so you can see how easy it is for him to navigate. And I will be honest, he runs through this game way faster than I do when it comes to like catching stuff. So seeing his little brain work at figuring out how to catch these critters is thoroughly impressive. Um, but yeah, overall, it's a pretty easy game for kids to get into. I think it's a nice variant to Minecraft because Minecraft is the game that seems Minecraft and Roblox seem to be the top two games a lot of kids play, but this one is not online, so you're not playing with anybody. You're playing solo player, and it's a solid story. So I do think this is one of the few games that I'm very fond of because of how much it has been a part of me and my son's bonding over the summer playing this together, me helping him, me looking up the codex on Wikipedia to figure out how different critters work, us talking about the different critters, him making silly noises from the game. So, yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I actually do enjoy it a lot. I will continue to do like different games that I play with him as well as horror games because I do love horror games. But yeah, this is Bugsnax. I will say one big thing before I hop off that I've noticed with this game that the reason people say it's horror, I may have mentioned this in a previous video, is whenever people eat the bug snacks, they turn into bug snacks. And, well, not turn into, but their body starts to turn into those parts. So you're kind of sitting there wondering, so where are all these bug snacks coming from? Like, we don't have any solid explanation of it. So it kind of gives Soylent Green vibes where there might be cannibalism going on, but it goes over kids' heads, kind of like old school cartoons. So, it has another thing for parents to take into consideration if they're doing this game with their children. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty fun game. I enjoy it. I like playing with my kid, and yeah, I will continue the story, and hopefully, people want to watch it.